Welcome to Cooking with Scott. This series, Chef Scott Richardson is giving us some ideas for simple meals that your teenagers can make so you can get them motivated in the kitchen. On tonight's show, we have cauliflower fritters with a cucumber and yogurt dipping sauce, a chicken and spinach fettuccine, and a traditional 3/4 hour pudding. Enjoy the show.
Hi, Scott here again in the kitchen. Today we're looking at a nice Indian-inspired dish based on the onion bhaji. We're going to do little cauliflower fritters in a similar batter. So continue with our theme for cooking for teenagers. This is up a notch again, so if you've got a deep fryer at home, you need to have one to do this. So you've got to make sure you're very safe around the fat and the oil that you cook in. But let's get into it straight away. So in my bowl to begin with, I have some pea flour. In there I've got spices as in cumin, and I'm also going to add some fresh coriander, which I'm just going to chop up now and put into that. And we're going to add an egg and some cold water to that to actually make our batter that we're going to cook our cauliflower in. So if you've had an onion bhaji, you've had sort of a chickpea type batter, so I'm sort of playing on that kind of theme. So we'll just chop that coriander just roughly. So that's going in with our chickpea flour and the spices. Whole egg goes in. And then we're going to whisk in cold water, just enough so we actually end up with a nice smooth batter. So I don't give you a quantity, you just got to keep adding the water till you get the consistency that you're after, which isn't a thick consistency. We want sort of a thinnish one, because we don't want our cauliflower to be really stodgy. So we've got the nice flecks of the green from the fresh coriander in there. So that's about where you want it. So it's just sort of, might sound an awful word, slopping off the end of your whisk. So we can get that out of the way. So I've already got my cauliflower prepared. So I just cut the cauliflower into florets, as we call it. These are reasonably good sized ones. And I blanched them in boiling water for a couple of minutes until they were sort of just starting to be cooked, and then drained them off. So we need our cauliflower, we need a tray of flour which we're going to dip the cauliflower into before we put into our batter, and then it goes into the deep fryer. But we want to actually have a sauce to go with our cauliflower. So we're going to make a little traditional yogurt, mint and coriander sauce. So I'm going to put some natural yogurt into the bowl, and I've got some little mint leaves here. So it's going to give us a nice zing, because there is some heat in the coriander and the cumin powder that I've put into the batter. So this will just help cool it down if it's a wee bit too hot for your taste buds. So just roughly chop that mint, and again, and that goes on top of the mint. And then we want some cucumber. So what I'm doing here is just cutting the flesh and the skin off the cucumber. I don't want the seeds. And what we're going to do is we're going to grate that. I've got to grab a grater. So we'll just grab my grater, and we're going to grate. So of course if we put the seeds in here, it would be very watery, so we don't want to get that water content in there, we just want the flesh. So just watching your fingers. If you wanted to just chop it finely, you could do that as well, but by using the grater we just get a nice different texture. Any leftover bits can just be chopped into a salad. So we're just going to mix them together. Even something like this, you want to have a little taste to see if it's seasoned. bit of salt, and we'll set that aside. So onto our cauliflower. I'm probably just going to do half a dozen of these to show you how they come out. We'll go 7. So you're just coating them in the flour, which just helps the batter stick to them. So I can pop all of these in at once, it's not too many, but you wouldn't put any more than that because you'd overcrowd the batter. I need to give our hands a wash. So I've got my oil on at 180 degrees, which is the optimum temperature for deep frying. So I'm now just coating those cauliflower florets completely in the batter and then picking them up and dropping them in. Now because our cauliflower is cooked, all we're virtually doing is crisping up the batter and heating the cauliflower through. Should always have some handy kitchen towel or some paper sitting ready to drain your food. Again, keep our hands nice and clean. So I've put these straight into the deep fryer. I don't put them into the basket because they'll have a tendency to stick to the bottom of the basket, which we don't want because you'll just end up with a big heap of mess with lots of batter stuck to the bottom of your basket. So we're going to get these nice and crispy, get the cauliflower cooked through. So again, these are a nice little entree, little starter. Or you could actually do it how you, if you're serving cauliflower. I know it's not one of my favourite vegetables. I do like it pickled and I do like it this way. So if you're wanting to try cauliflower in a different way, this may be one way to do it. So shake off any excess oil onto our paper. We'll put our mint, cucumber and yogurt dressing into our little bowl. And then on go our chickpea flour coated little cauliflower florets. So there you have it, our cauliflower fritters done in a pea batter with our cucumber, coriander, mint and cucumber dressing.